do it.
LukaNation.
I did that. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Kick it off,
last
Scott.
time. Yeah, that was
last time.
Cage yelled at you.
Yeah, you remember now. You remember now. He's got. So this is the intro. It's a catchy tagline. Right before he hit
I remember
live,
the
like,
question
first
came
rule
in.
about auctions: don't talk about auctions. Because behind the scenes, these things, they start off right. They don't just. It doesn't just put flick a button and Scotty says, "All right, today's going to be auctions." There's a lot of work that goes into this, a lot of building. So go ahead. Last time we were here. Last time you were on, we were kicking it around.
I know, and how many product ideas have I told you guys about since?
Yeah, it's quite a few, and we can't talk about any of them. StarStock's got a pipeline of crazy stuff. So, Andrew, we've stolen your first minute, and nobody does an intro like you. Why don't you tell the folks who we have here with us?
Cool. So, this is someone
So
I've got to. I'm not mad at all. So, this is someone I've got to know pretty well over the last year. And I think one of the best parts about the hobby is, at the end of the day, the people, right? We always forget that businesses are built by people. And this is someone who's a young entrepreneur. He's somebody that I've had a ton of conversations offline, and he's someone that really wants to do right and do well by the hobby. We know how difficult business is, and this is a business that we've watched grow in front of our eyes. They've done the right things. They've been methodical. They've built the products out well. Like Scott just asked, how many product releases have I told you since then? He said 0, because they're trying to do this the right way. And I have confidence that they will. So I'm really, really, really excited to have Scott Greenberg from StarStock on. And today, guys, we're going to be announcing that StarStock now offers auctions. This is something that's a huge deal. People that are in the hobby know how important liquidity is, right? Being able to get out of a card so you could get into something else. Super important. And now you have to do it the right way. So I'm excited to have you on and share with people in our audience how it's exactly going to work. But I know it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a killer. And I'm so excited for you guys to finally roll this out.
Thank you. Good to be on. That's quite the intro. Auctions, November 23rd, next Tuesday. We're really excited. So we're rolling it out. We're going to be going live every night, 7 to 8 p.m., doing auctions for 1 hour. And so we'll auction off anywhere between, I'd say, 20 and 30 cards or so. These will be, 1 minute, 1 to 3 minute auctions. Every single one will start at $1 out of the gate. And then we'll go from there. We're really excited to put this out. We can't wait to hear everybody's feedback, and then continue to refine it until we believe it's, the best auction platform that there is.
So when does it start?
November 23rd is our first auction. We actually pushed the code live about 2 hours ago. So if you go to our breaks page, you'll see that our first auction's up there. So you can even see the cards that are up for auction on Tuesday. And today, throughout the weekend, we'll be adding the rest of the auctions for next week as well. So you'll be able to go in and see what we have on store.
And the cards that are being auctioned starting the 23rd, where are those coming from?
We are sourcing all of the cards for the first few weeks ourselves. So we are going to take 100% of the seller risk in the beginning as we, refine the platform and really figure out, what we're doing to some extent, essentially. And so we're sourcing these all ourselves. The goal is to then open it up to the rest of our user base really shortly. And so we're excited to, allow our users to basically go into their collection and request any of their cards to be put up for auction.
I know this is going to sidetrack it, but I just got to go this direction. We talk about provenance in cards. There is a card there, a Tyler Hero Opticolor PSA 10.
Of course, that was one. Dan Marino
that was owned by Andrew Goldberg. So you guys out there bidding on this, provenance, whose wallet, who's held this card before, that was graded by yours truly. So
you need to change that.
Put that in the title.
Yes, you have to put the description.
Provenance matters.
Provenance matters. The Andrew Goldberg.
If your card picks are anything like your football picks, it might go for like 25% off.
It's good to know you're listening, though, Scott. Well, here's my thing, right? And I'll just leave it at this, and you tell me if I'm wrong here. Why this is groundbreaking. People have done auctions, right? People have done auctions, and people have done vaulting, right? I can name a half dozen auction houses that I can bid at, and you name it. There are also other people out there who are doing these quick auctions, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute auctions. Different sides of the equation, right? One big auction house having these, 2-week auctions with extended bidding and all this stuff. Other side of the equation, you got these 1 to 3 minute quick, let's call them instant liquidity type of auctions, because that's what they are, right? You want to sell your card, you can get out on liquidity, boom, adds it in there. But what StarStock sitting in the middle is going to be able to do, unless I'm wrong, and I have been wrong once or twice in 500 episodes, so tell me if I'm wrong, but if I'm right, I think this could be a game changer. It's people have an account. They go on, they bid. Once this is actually done, they click it, they pay, they have the money in their account, and boom, that card is in their account. There's no shipping to worry about. There's no logistics to worry about. You're the winning bidder. That card is now in your account for you to, if you want it, ask for it to be sent home, or you want to keep it in your account and sell it in an auction next week after that player has a great game on Sunday or scores 40 points in the playoffs or whatever it may be. That's instant. That's not, hey, I bought a card in this auction, I pay the invoice, and they're going to move it to some other state or it's got to be logged in. It's already logged in, right? It's auction and boom, it's in your vault. That's pretty cool. So am I right?
That, that's what I think.
All right, cool.
So yeah, that's something that, I think is going to be really cool for our user base. We're going to start off only doing graded cards, but, hoping, somewhat soon we will start auctioning off wax, packs of cards, break spots, and then like raw cards as well, which I think is interesting. Just kind of hearing what you were saying, Cage, like, let's say you were to pull an awesome card in a break on StarStock.com. You don't want to wait to get that card graded yourself or do whatever with it. You can then request to put that card up for auction. And there might be someone else that's going to want that raw card that will be willing to, wait a few months to go send that off to get graded, or, is a fan of that player and wants to get it shipped home. And so we're excited. We're trying to build a suite of, tools and games and products for people to use on top of our marketplace at StarStock.
I'm willing to bet they will. With like the breaks, you always see, like, when you go to watch people's breaks, like when someone pulls something that's cool, there's always someone in the comments like, how much? I'll take that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because they're emotionally invested in that break too, right? Someone else pulled it, but they're emotionally invested, and they're likely to go in auction, and sometimes 2-3 bidders. So for the breaking, instant auctions, I think will be super, super interesting. And then like selling spots in breaks via the live auction. I think what we're seeing is people are spending more and more time online, and they want to play kind of these games, like these. It's kind of like financial games that we're playing, and these lower end. Is it not, Gabe?
It is. Listen, I'm laughing because you're right, and it's odd that that's where we are presently, but it really is.
Tell us. So you have the auctions. You guys have ramped up your team. You guys have done a lot of things really, really well in 2021. What does StarStock 2022 look like? And don't say 1 year away, like Buster. Like, what does 2022 StarStock? Because for me, people don't realize building a business is brick by brick by brick. And sometimes you don't realize that, like, you have a full wall built until you take a step back. And to me, this auctions is sort of like one of those final bricks that ties together a lot of what StarStock has been doing before. What does the business look like in 2022 for you guys?
Yeah. We're going to continue to focus really hard on our product. And I just said, we're trying to build a suite of things for people to do within the sports card space, trying to, streamline the hobby and just make it easier and faster to do things. And so as we get into 2022, that the focus will remain the same. I think we've been really excited with the live breaking product that we put out in July, and auctions is kind of an extension on top of that. It's like, StarStock Live, let's call it. So we'll continue to really invest and focus efforts there. But I think there's a lot of improvement to be made on the marketplace as well. I think auctions will really give the marketplace a good lift, and will create more liquidity, create more activity on our marketplace. I think that they complement each other really well. So I say, as we go into 2022, the focus will remain the same. Continue to work on building the best product and continue to build out the team to bring in the best talent that we possibly can.
Your Knicks have the best defensive rating off the bench and the worst offensive rating for their starting lineup. Kemba's been benched in the fourth quarter, basically, I think, the last 3-4 games. All right, GM Scotty Greenberg, your StarStock is now a $50 billion business. You're partners with, the biggest businessmen in America. You own part of the Knicks.
Gary V's still trying to buy the Jets, but you have already bought the Knicks. Tell us
what do you do? What are you doing with this team?
It was funny. I was talking to someone about it earlier today, and we were having a good laugh because I was basically like, we don't need to do that much. We just need to get rid of all of our starters. We have a good bench. Our bench is great. What do we do? I don't know, man. We're performing exactly like how we should right now. We got off to a really great start. I think that I think the season is really in the hands of RJ Barrett and Evan Fournier. I think that's going to make or break the whole entire season. I think I think Randall's going to bounce back a little bit. I didn't have high expectations for Kemba, and I think between Kemba and D Rose, one of them's usually playing well. D Rose is one of the best backup point guards in the league. He's amazing. And so we were on this huge run in the beginning because Fournier was putting up 30 points a game. It was nuts. The guy couldn't miss a 3-pointer. And so I think a lot of it's going to ride on him and RJ. Can RJ make the next step? And I honestly, as a Knicks fan, I'd take a losing record if RJ had a really good season over a really good season and RJ not playing well. So,
what you mean is RJ start getting 25 a game, because now he's always at 17, 18, but he's not a threat to go for 30.
Yeah, he needs to put the ball in his right hand more. That's the thing I'm really concerned about. I mean, he's really shooting. He's shooting the ball well. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. But he's improved a lot defensively. He's improved his shot. Just can he go to the right? It's painful watching Ja Morant, and he's a generational talent, but he puts up 25 shots a night, and he's just absolutely on fire. And all I want is for RJ to be doing that. So that's been the main focus for me. If I'm GM, I'm maybe looking to move Randall. But that's
Randall for Zion straight up. Who says no?
I'm not saying no.
Cage, you think the Pelicans say yes?
No.
No way they say yes.
No way.
Everyone's a big boy.
Everyone's so down on Zion right now because they think he weighs so much. But did you watch how good he was last year?
They don't think that. That's just a fact. The scale doesn't lie.
Yeah, but the last time we watched him play basketball, he was really good.
Listen, I am getting sick and tired of this fat person hate.
It's not fat person hate.
Fat people get a lot of stuff done. Fat people can get 500 episodes done with your lazy ass. No, I'm just kidding. So, but here's the deal, right? So, I mean, that's the story. I mean, I get it. But here's the thing, Scott. You don't even understand. The Knicks are going to be the 1 seed this year.
Yeah.
The Knicks are going to be the 1 seed in the East. Forget about a losing record. This handsome guy at the peak, he has this uncanny ability of calling tops. He just doesn't know they're tops when he calls them. He thinks they're bottoms, right? So the Knicks had just gone on a little bit of a run, and he's like, Knicks are going to be the 1 seed in the East. That's it. Forget about it. I'm like, wait, the 1 seed? He kind of hedged a little. He's like, maybe it's 2 seed. 1 or 2 seed.
We were the number 1 team in the East for a hot
minute. Yeah.
And I did screenshot it. And so, maybe I'll turn it into an NFT or something. We can sell it on your.
That's it. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, I think there are a lot of good pieces there. I mean, you got Kevin Knox. I mean, he's just amazing. And no, Kevin Knox. We're not allowed to bring him up to the next.
Well, Kevin Knox's cards were, I think, $15, $20, which is less than a PSA 10 grading fee, and he's still on the roster. So you You usually don't keep why do you think they keep him on the roster but never play him?
He plays at the end. He plays at the end of the game.
He was a Kentucky guy.
I remember going to the White Plains show in late 18, and people had stacks of Prism base cards in their showcases. And I said, okay, well, how much is that one? How much is that one? And people were like, it was $2 for De'Aaron Fox, $1 for Devontae Graham. You know, I'm bringing up Devontae. You know, I love him. $1 for Devontae Graham. $3 for Ayton. But they wanted $8 for Knox base cards.
This was probably right after his preseason Las Vegas Summer League performance, where
I guess
he was the best player ever.
But I mean, there was a time where he was like, people thought he was going to be the next big thing.
You guys know this. Let's say he goes to Houston, right? Like, that's just one example, and he gets a lot of runtime. The guy's 22 years old. Could you not see? Like, he still has potential. He's 22 years old. The Knicks have a system, and they don't play him a lot, and they don't have like a run and gun offense. Maybe he could do well elsewhere.
Yeah, it's just all a matter of what you consider well. Like, he could go and be a good role player elsewhere, and I hope he is. But like, he's just, he's not going to be. He won't be an all-star.
Andrew's saying if he goes to Houston, he could put up 20 points a game because he could be Kevin Porter Jr. and they have no other options.
Dude, all I'm saying is you guys don't know because he hasn't played, but the kid is 22 years old and he had flashes of potential. So like we dismiss players who don't play. I don't know, man.
What I always say is if he had the confidence of Emmanuel Quickly, he'd have a chance of being an all-star. I think he's that talented. I think he's just like in his head.
New York's a tough place to play. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Sanchez came here and jumped into someone's butt and butt fumbled. So it's a tough place to play. I don't know why Mark Sanchez came to mind. Dude, I was in Mexico when that happened, and I saw that live. It was imprinted in my head. Back to StarStock. We'll wrap here, guys. Scott has to go.
What do they call a butt fumble in Mexico? Is there like a different word for it? Can you translate it? You've been learning Spanish.
Un poquito.
So what's a butt fumble in español? ¿Cómo se dice butt fumble en español, por favor?
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot. I'm blushing.
And Scott's like, what did I ever see in these idiots?
Yeah.
Literally what I'm thinking right now.
Our audience, a lot of them, quite a few of them, are StarStock customers. They've been around for a while. They've seen it evolve from, raw cards to graded cards to breaks. What would your ask be? Is it, November 23rd, just give us a chance, 8 p.m., sign on and take a look, whether you're bidding or not?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love for people to give it a try this upcoming week, whether it's on the 23rd, 24th, 25th, whenever. What's cool about this is that we only have the 23rd up right now. It's Friday afternoon. By the end of the day, we should have our whole entire lineup for the week. And so what's cool is that you can go in and just see if any of the cards interest you. We have full transparency behind what's going to be auctioned off. So go in, see if anything looks interesting to you on the 23rd. If not, you don't need to come in and participate. But if you find something interesting on the 24th or 25th, that might be a better day for you. And the biggest ask always for me is feedback. So I'd love for you to give it a shot. And let us know what you think. And if you don't like different pieces of the product, please let us know. We know that it's not a final product yet. We're pushing this live on the 24th, but we already have a list of things that we want to improve. We already have identified areas that we think that we can do better on already. So would love to hear from all of our customers if we're on a good path right now, or if there's areas that they think we should change.
So Scott, just to get people a feel for it, right? So one, get on there because there could be some bargains, right? I mean, they're doing everything they can to publicize this, right? But if you're on there and people don't know about it and there's legit cards on there might be some bargains. But two, format wise, is it going to be someone on there like a live breaker, but instead of breaking, they're holding up the card and showing it off? Or is it just, like an automatic thing? Does somebody actually kind of like, there with comments and that kind of stuff?
So you'll get both. So you'll have one of the StarStock breakers on. It's like what it's the centralized model. So the format might look similar, but every single auction is going to be ran by a StarStock talent, let's say. So it'll be StarStock Jones. It'll be Kevin, or it'll be Matt or Mike. And so you will be able to scroll through all of the product that we have on the website. So you'll be able to see like the card detail pages. You'll be able to see not only like the card detail page from StarStock, but we'll show you the exact card that we're auctioning off. So you'll be able to see the slab, you'll be able to see the cert number and all that stuff. And then our auctioneers will be live and we'll actually have the physical product in hand as well. So you'll get the best of both worlds. You'll be able to see the card on the screen when it's live, and you'll also be able to see it underneath the video on our website.
Awesome. Can't wait to check it out.
I've said my piece. If you guys need to, hear what my opinion on it is go back and listen to the few takes I had. I truthfully believe that building a business is brick by brick by brick. And I've seen how you guys work. I know the team well. I've met a ton of them at Bleecker, which is cool because, you don't know StarStock Jones or those guys, but you meet them and they're good people. They're funny. They're awesome to be around. But I do feel like this is that piece that connects all the pieces, Sometimes you start a puzzle, you put the outside together, then you start filling in the inside. Auctions, which are like instant liquidity, get in, get out, move it. It's exciting. It's spontaneous. It adds a layer to what you guys have been doing that's super beneficial to a customer. You obviously guys could feel my passion for it. Provenance, go buy my Tyler Hero Hollow PSA 10, subbed by me. Given the stamp of approval, I believe by Ian. I'm not sure if Ian's reviewed that card. Ian Authentication Network. Thank you, Scott.
We're gonna go check and make sure it's real now. Make sure there wasn't any shady stuff going on.
I forged a $60 Tyler Hero card from Tulum as I was building Lucas Tiger's bronze. Real quick, PSA submission. When PSA opens regular back, are you guys in play for that?
Yeah, we're back on PSA submissions already. So
once
your card submitted to PSA, let us know. We're doing PSA
hotline right to Nat Turner through StarStock. No, I had no idea.
No, PSA, Beckett, SGC, CSG. We're doing them all basically. So once your card is in the vault, we'll do whatever you want us to do with that card. It's as simple as that. Yep.
And guys, stay tuned. Cage and I are going to have a normal episode. I have an incredible play. I'm going to talk a little NBA. Scott, I appreciate you. Have a good weekend, man.
Appreciate you guys too.
Thanks, Scott. Take care.
My guy. Dude, so any takes on StarStock before I give you basically the ABCs of winning basketball games in the NBA?
No, I mean, I'm excited for this. It's definitely something that's been in the works for a while. And, what's funny is, we do tell people, where we lie, right? We have Scott on. We have had StarStock sponsor our show before. We did a StarStock episode weekly. You guys remember that and the whole deal. But as it currently stands, we do not have a deal in place with StarStock. They're not paying us. They're not sponsoring us right now. Our contract with them, has lapsed. We're not doing that StarStock episode. I'm sure there's an opportunity for us to work with them in the future. But when we heard that this was, something that they were doing, something that we talked about previously, we're happy to have on Scott. And I only mention this because, if you can tell my enthusiasm about the idea, it's because I think it's a cool thing for folks in the hobby. It's not because I'm being paid to be happy about this. I want to make sure you guys know that. It's part of what we have to talk about because we're out here talking about this stuff and, presenting these things to you. One of the things about StarStock that I personally didn't love was the lack of liquidity. I don't love opening my Gmail every day and getting a $180 offer for my Zion PSA 10 that I have. I don't love getting, a $480 offer on Luka PSA 10. But if I want to sell it on StarStock, I got to wait for someone to buy it for my price. I got to lower the price. Or it sounds like now, if it's a card I'm willing to risk to get liquidity on and sell through an auction, those are cards that I now have another way to sell. And that's a good thing. That's moving the business forward. It's answering some of the issues that the user base had about liquidity. And to me, it's a good move for them. So, thanks for allowing me that.
We've talked about what I thought was the killer of Top Shot was the lack of an auction button and an offer button, because people don't realize, and I think the more we do these episodes, the true beauty is it that we speak with so many people offline and online, and we learn. And you need, in today's day and age, to build a platform, in my opinion, that incentivizes holders, investors, and day traders. I think if you hit all three of those buckets, you're set. Collectors, people that are willing to just hold long term, make sure that they're happy. That's your core.
Yep.
Then investors, people that are, willing to hold but willing to flip. And then day traders, instant, in and out. And if you have a product, a feature, a functionality for those three groups, your product's going to be so successful. Defensive rebounding. People underestimate how important that is. So in the NBA, we talk about defense and offense, right? Who are the best defensive teams? Who are the best offensive teams? Cage, who do you think are the best three offensive teams and best three defensive teams? Sorry to put you on the spot. You don't have to be like.
I don't know. I would think offensive. You probably think the best offensive teams are maybe the Nets, maybe the Warriors, and like the Suns and the Jazz, like those guys, right? And then I would think defensive. Am I okay?
You're accurate. Warriors, Jazz, perfect. Yep.
Okay, but I will bet you that defensive rebounding, the Jazz are probably up towards the top of that also. I mean, Rudy Gobert is a machine.
And I like that you included defensive rebounding in defense because a lot of people don't realize that is a part of defense. How good is your defense if you can't rebound the ball, right?
Well, you give the other team more shots, right? Most of the guys in the NBA, they shoot, 40-something% from the field or, high 30s if they're bad. Some of them shoot 30-something% from three-pointers. Some of them shoot close to 40. You give people another shot at that. You kick it out, offensive rebound. You don't get defensive rebound. You're giving a team an extra possession, and they track that, like how often, how many possessions you score. If you're defensive rebounding, you're limiting the possessions of the other team and creating a possession for yourself. It's pretty straightforward, right?
And that's my play. My play today is a guy. I like this guy a lot. He honestly, mysteriously, I don't understand why he doesn't get more attention and more love. He's been kind of a journeyman guy in the NBA, but everywhere he's been successful. Yeah, like he played for the Clippers, incredible off the bench. Played for the Lakers, didn't get more play, which made no sense to me. Went to the Wizards, and this Wizards team is going to be a playoff team. And the guy I'm talking about is Montrezl Harrell. And it's like a very interesting play, but the guy is quietly putting up insane stats, Cage. So he plays, let me give you the per 36 minutes, okay? 21.9 points a game, 22 points a game, 1 block, 3 assists, 10.7 rebounds, 80% free throw percentage, 66% from the from 2-point percentage, field goal percentage. He obviously doesn't shoot threes. Dude, and he's energizer off the bench.
He's a great 6-man contender every year.
6-man, and it's a weird play because obviously he's not on the category of any of the guys we've really talked about. But this is a guy whose cards, Cage, are $20 for his PSA 10, $15 for his PSA 10. So it's one of those that, like, your risk is so low. But if he makes the All-Star game, if the Wizards are, in a big playoff game and he puts up 20 and 25, which he could do. He could put up a 20 and 25 game, and that card goes to $50. You were in so early. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. I don't think he's going to get the attention Luka does or Trey or anyone even close. Not even JJJ. But, dude, $15 for his PSA 10, 2015. Guys, All-Star playoff team. Wizards are top 3 right now in the East. I thought it was a little bit different. I've been enjoying watching this Wizards team this season.
Listen, I love it. I think it's a great play. I hope he wins MVP because I think I have his Panini Digital Gold Vinyl 1 of 1. And when I got it, I was like, oh, come on. This guy.
That's not the card you want a gold vinyl of, but like if you could get his PSA 10 for basically pennies on the dollar, $12 for a PSA 10.
My gold vinyl is a PSA 10. It doesn't matter. There's only one of them. It doesn't matter what's graded. There's only one. But I get what you're saying. And listen, good for you, man. The board man gets paid. That's how this works. Board man gets paid, right?
Dude,
so
he plays hard every single night.
Yeah, he's scrappy. He definitely is. I mean, if I was starting like an NBA fight league, I'd put him in it. You can smack your favorite, the Markeith brothers, around a little bit. You can smack them around a bit.
But did you expect him to put up that number, those points per game?
No, but because he's a 6-man, so you do expect.
He starts them. He starts
really?
them. He starts them.
then I definitely did. I expected those numbers because I figured he comes in, he's playing against the second team, and he's coming into, they expect him to put a little bit of a shot off the bench. That's cool, man. I mean, listen, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? And not a lot of people buying Montrezl Harrell. The big man, which he is, don't really get a lot of love. I famously, thought that Andre Drummond, because he was putting up 20-10 every game, was a way to go, and his stats are awesome. But nobody loves Andre Drummond. He's boring.
You made money on Andre Drummond.
I did.
You're actually right, Cage. He comes off the bench. He started yesterday because Gafford was out, but dude, he does dominate off the bench.
But still, I mean, listen, I like the play, and he's one of those guys that could be a multiple six man a year award, and in the playoffs and relevant, and you're buying his cards really cheap. I have, if I'm allowed, can I jump into my play? We'll keep it NBA and we can wrap it up. If you guys listen through the StarStock part of this and listen through this, I love my play today. It was one of those where, guys, I love you, right? I love LukaNation. I love you. But I thought to myself that this might be the kind of play that might be prison lunchroom. Put your tray in front of you and get your arms around the cornbread. Don't let anybody steal your cornbread. You put your arms around it. You don't let anybody reach over and take this play. I was going to keep it all to myself. I was keeping it. I'm like, you know what? That's not who we are. So I don't own this card. And I'm going to go through with you guys how I got to this card and why I think this card is undervalued where it is now and why I think it's a buy now. So we did a play yesterday in the NBA, and I gave LeBron rookies. I said, all right, you know what? Andrew hates LeBron, and, he wants to punch LeBron in the nose, and he gets hate mail over it and all this stuff. But 03 Upper Deck.
Easily our most commented YouTube video.
I mean, it's crazy, right? But you were able to get $100 for a LeBron rookie in 2003 Upper Deck. There are many, many versions of his card. And it shouldn't surprise that many people because he was the promise. He was the truth. He was the Zion, the king, the chosen one. He was all of it coming out in 03.
We're all witnesses of his
we are all witnesses to his greatness. Exactly. And even you, man, he is great. So it shouldn't surprise anyone. They were box sets and complete sets and all of these things. Plus, basketball cards were basketball cards back then. You had all these great sets. And anyway, so I started thinking to myself, Andrew doesn't like LeBron, but he does like
Andrew not like.
He does like Steph Curry, and I don't really have much in the way of Curry. But Curry came out in 2009, and he wasn't the truth, right? He wasn't the promise, right? He was a lower pick. I mean, not lower in and of itself, but he wasn't the number one pick coming out, even though he had a great college career at Davidson. Curry was the 7th pick, I think, right? So I started looking, hey, in 2009, Upper Deck and Panini were there. And guys, so what's funny is I'm talking now to our longtime listeners. You guys know I personally gave Steph Curry cards last year. PSA 10 of his prestige rookies, the ones that are even in his Davidson uniform. There's 2 of them out there. And we gave them, they were like $150, $200, right? So I figured, all right, you know what? Let me look at those. Maybe they came down. Maybe they're still in the same range. And that's a way to get a Curry in your collection, right? And I'm like, let me find that. And I look at them and I couldn't believe what they sold for. I couldn't believe how much they've gone up since we talked about them. And that's not, oh, I'm right. That's not, oh, wow, you got to be really good that's buying a low-end Steph Curry PSA 10 last year. And he obviously is playing more like Steph Curry this year, and you could have made money buying that card because it's basically double where it was when we gave it last year. So I start looking and I'm like, there are no cards. I'm like, do I do this $300 card? This $300 Upper Deck Draft Edition rookie of him? It looks pretty ugly, and nobody really loves draft. The draft's all right. I thought, you know what? If I'm going to do a draft, maybe I'll keep it cheaper. Maybe I'll do like $100 one. There's got to be one. And I started looking. I realized that 09-10 Upper Deck Draft, so rookie Upper Deck Draft, they made a tri-card. 3 rookies from the draft class on the card, which is cool. In basketball, that's actually okay. Right? Magic and Bird had 3 people on a card. We've seen that cool 3-person card with Bosh, LeBron, and Wade. And I'm like, all right, so you can get a Curry. And it's like, the one sold yesterday, actually 2 days ago now, November 17th, $113.50. And it was, Steph Curry, the 7th pick. He's right there on the top of the card. And there are 2 other rookies in the card, right? It's Flynn, right? Right. So I'm looking at it here. This is MFC 113.50. I'm looking at this. It's a PSA 10. It's got Maynor and Flynn. So it's got the 20th pick, the 6th pick, and Curry, the 7th pick. Talk about a mistake, man. Johnny Flynn at the 6th pick ahead of Steph Curry at the 7th.
Dude, Johnny Flynn was a Syracuse.
He was
legend.
great out of Cuse, man. He was great out of Cuse, but come on now. Obviously not. So I start looking at that, and I'm like, that's interesting. So the try card, but I start looking, and I see one that has Ricky Rubio in it. And I'm like, wait a second. I remember this draft class. I know somebody else who's in this draft class. And wouldn't you know it, $295 this week. Not crazy, not a killer price. But if you own this one, so again, November 17th, this one sold. It's got 3 guys on it. It's got three top draft picks in here, right? And everybody loves. I mean, you can't go wrong with Gerald Henderson, right? I mean, you love Gerald Henderson is not what you're buying it for. This card, it's draft edition, 2009 Upper Deck draft edition, D-CHH. H for Henderson, C for Curry, the other H for none other than Mr. Harden. Now, you have a rookie card now of Steph Curry, but you get the add-on of James Harden on it. Now, maybe you don't love Harden. Maybe you think Harden is silly. There's one. Look at this. I'm talking about PSA 10. PSA 10 of this, $295. $295, 19 bids, sold on the 17th, less than 2 nights ago. Okay? I'm talking about that card, $295. And here's why. What do you think that card sells for if you got the Nets against the Warriors in the finals? Or just as the playoffs start and both of those teams are in the playoffs? There's one, $299, right? I mean, that's I don't know if that's the right guys in it. It's very small. But point being,
that's
you got
Johnny Flynn.
That's the Flynn one, right? So I'm telling you, this one, I saw this one. I'm like, all right, you got to seek this one out. Maybe you find it at a show. Maybe you find it on eBay. Maybe it's another auction. $295, 2009 Upper Deck Draft Edition. Curry and Harden. Cool card. Just like a real cool card.
Are you muted?
I wanted to hear your reaction, man. I wanted to hear what your thought was on this. I was giving you the floor. I muted myself because I wanted to hear you tell me, Cage, you're an idiot. Cage, why would anybody buy this card? Steph Curry looks like a Martian. You know, I mean, those 09 cards they're hideous. You know, like he looks silly and everyone hates Harden. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for your reaction. Or Cage, this is brilliant. Everybody is sitting back here waiting for the Warriors Nets finals now, and you found for less than $300 a PSA 10 rookie of both Harden and Curry, 2 MVPs on the same card with a bonus of Gerald Henderson.
If I could be honest, I'm enjoying you referring to yourself in the third person and kind of having a conversation with yourself.
Yeah, well, this is what I do when you don't speak. You know, I could be a dentist. I like pulling teeth. Boo-boo!
What's your dentist name? Crentis?
My dentist, his name is Ritter, R-I-T-T-E-R. It's the Ritter family practice. I'm sure it's really probably like...
R is a menacing sound.
Rittenhouse.
That's why I call it murder.
Or Rittenowski was probably his name before he changed it. But, you know, look, it is what it is. But he's currently Dr. Ritter. Nice dentist. Kids like him. He's got a good bedside manner. But when I think of dentist, I think of Little Shop of Horrors. Great song in that if you've never seen it. You'll be a dentist. People will pay you for bringing them pain. You'll be a dentist.
That's not what dentists do. They make your teeth straight and make you have a good smile.
Well, that's more orthodontist. But yes. No, the straightening is more often.
I wonder when when it's split. No, dude, this is a play, but dude, your thought process is now that we've done this for 500 episodes, you realize, what it is people who listen to you really want. And it isn't the plays because nobody's going to be able to buy every single play.
Correct.
It's to learn and to have the belief in yourself that how to find these plays or how to search, right? How to seek and you shall find it, they say in these very intelligent readings and books. Teaching people how to seek.
I mean, you're right. And what's fun about this, we do these prep for our episodes. I try to find these plays. I have an idea where I want to look, and then, where the research takes me. I didn't even know this card existed. And think about that. If you don't know it existed, then the demand is probably lower. People will start to know this exists. I found another one that, the last one of these looks like it sold, cheap in September. I'm sure if you find it, it would probably go up a little bit. This depends. If you're more of a vintage guy, you're more of a guy who likes like the older stuff. What pick was Dwayne Wade?
5th.
He was the 5th pick. You sure?
Yep.
Number 5. So now I find it weird then that they put these guys together on a card. But like I said, while I was doing research, I found a really cool card that I also didn't know existed. It's a 2009 Playoff Contenders. Dwayne Wade, Steph Curry, round numbers. So it's a Steph rookie, and Dwayne Wade's on it. And it's cool because even though it's Contenders, in 2009, this thing looks like a Prism card. I'd love it. Can you try to pull this thing up? That'd be cool. So if you type in eBay, 2009 Contenders, round numbers, and then just write Wade and Curry. 2009 Contenders, round numbers, Wade, Curry.
I gotta tell you, I'm surprised Wade doesn't get more love.
But this is cool. This is cool. Round numbers, I thought maybe they were drafted at the same pick.
I had to pick the cheapest and best player available, kind of like that combo. Wade to me he's head and shoulders. It's crazy to me that the market hasn't caught up because this is a guy who's incredibly charismatic.
Yeah, look at that.
He's in culture. He's accomplished. He's won. He's beloved by his fan base. He's beloved by culture. I can't think of a single thing. You guys can tell me in the comments. Why doesn't the NBA market look at Wade as one of the greatest of all time and price him as such? Do you see?
It's like a silver shiny kind of card. You see?
Yeah, it's a cool card. I like this card a lot.
See, it looks like Prism almost. It looks like a shiny kind of like chrome type of card, even though it's
very
Contenders.
Cool card.
And I saw that while I was researching it. One sold PSA 10 for $305. You go to completed auction, but like I said, that was in September. Doesn't look like it comes up that often for auction, but that's a cool looking card with the back. Like, it's got the two of these guys.
It's very cool. And guys, there's not a lot of cards out there that are Panini with a Curry Warriors jersey. It's actually super interesting to see because like you have that prestige card, but a lot of his cards, and even I think the Bowman one, I don't think he's wearing a Warriors jersey. I think he's still wearing his Davidson shirt.
A lot of them have college.
You can't
stuff.
see it, but yeah.
A lot of them have the college stuff. A lot of them do have the Davidson jerseys. This was just another cool one. That's what you're talking about, the process. Maybe you like this one.
Who talked about Curry, maybe just like right before season started? Was there any
Listen, I will tell you this. You were on the Warriors, mostly because you thought Clay was going to come back and really light it up, but you were on the Warriors before anybody. You said the Warriors were going to come back and surprise a lot of people. You got to go back and listen to our NBA preview. But yeah, you were high on the Warriors, 100%. 100.
Did you see what he did to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the fourth quarter yesterday?
Yeah, but it's the Cavs. I could do that to a high school team too.
Cavs are a high school team. Cavs are one of the best teams in the NBA on both on the offense and defense.
I know in per 36 minutes.
You hate that stat.
Well, nobody.
Maybe that's why Rips won't respond to you, and he responded to me.
He didn't respond to me. Rips, if you're out there, where is the white glove treatment for the V friends?
Literally legendary episode with the first episode of Rips. So a lot of you guys don't know this story. So Adam Rips is a 17 or 18, I guess, year old, just high school student who is one of the smartest kids.
A podcast age, but he doesn't age. He's
one
12.
Of the smartest kids I've known, and he got into cards since he was 12 and just killed the game. But we've interacted on Instagram groups for like the last 2 years before we met him, and his profile's not a picture. It's like a black square or black circle.
It looks like a business. Rips cards. It looks like somebody who has like a breaking company or something.
And he talks in those groups like a 40, 50-year-old educated man. Like I was like, dude, this guy's smart. Like I was like, what does he do? And we're like, hey, do you want to come on the show? And we sent him an invite. He hops on, and Cage and I both like join, and he's already in. We admit him to the room, and then you see a 17-year-old kid. And according to him, he says that was when he was discovered. That was the first podcast he's ever done. And I was like, how has nobody else asked this kid or this guy to be on a show? Like he has $1 million Giannis collection. So
I think a lot of it was probably he didn't want to people know that he was that young. It's tough when you're building up, a rep in sports and stuff. People think you can take advantage of a kid. Obviously, no one's taking advantage of rips. But yeah, rips, no response back. I was gonna buy, a courageous cougar or a perceptive puma. And
out of all of the V friends, which one speaks to you the most? Like the adjective.
consistent.
Consistent cougar.
Consistent. I like perceptive puma. I think I'm perceptive. I see things when people are throwing them down, even when they're not. Perceptive puma is a nice one. Honest honeybee is a nice one. Can you tell I've done my research on the offerings? Honest honeybee.
Because you could name two of them. You've done
no. I mean, you asked me which adjectives. I can name probably 100 of them, but not all of them jive with my personality. Which one do you like? What jives with your personality?
I think you're a reliable rabbit.
All right. How about a sharing squirrel?
Dude, you don't share anything. Do you
right.
want people to listen to
you? We're up to you.
Do you want people to listen to our conversations when we're trying to bring somebody onto the team?
Sharing squirrel. I'm trying to think what else. How about for you? I don't know.
Annoying anteater.
No, the ant is a countable ant. Countable, right? And there's other ones too, man. There's lots of good stuff. There's animals I never even heard of. There's like a hot shit something.
So here are the plays, guys. You have Montrezl Harrell, $12 for his PSA 10 from 2015. You have the Steph Curry. Let me find it here because I don't. What is it, Cage again? 2009.
Yep.
Curry, Harden, Gerald Henderson.
Yes, and you don't want to do it without Gerald Henderson. He is the bonus, right?
You can't cut the bottom off. That's trimming.
It's 2009 Upper Deck Draft. Steph Curry and Harden rookie.
Yes.
It's number D-CHH in PSA 10. $300, $295.
And really, maybe the best one of all the three is the 2009 contenders, round numbers, Steph Curry and Wade.
That was tough to find in PSA 10. Not a lot of them sell, but there are some raw ones, nice condition. They look like it's a cool looking card. It's just, listen, for the same reason, right? You want to get some Curry in your portfolio. Why the hell not? It's the deal.
Real quick, for our NFT crypto lovers, we have a new show called Crypto Casuals. Subscribe on YouTube. It's pretty fucking sick. I'm not going to lie to you. No, it is. And it's in its early days, and I think it's going to keep getting better. Real quick, Cage, you guys had an episode.
So totally beefcake. I am so totally beefcake.
Step 1, steal underpants. Step 3, make profit.
That's the underwear known, but yes. Yes, 100%. You say it's fucking awesome. That's what you said. I don't curse that often, so I'm repeating you. But yeah, you remind me of Carton. Like, I am so totally beefcake. They respect my identity.
What do you think of the current NFT crypto market?
It's rebounding. It's definitely rebounding. But, the truth is some of the ones that are, cheaply priced are impacted negatively by gas prices. So you have to be kind of smart when you buy. Somebody who's looking to buy something for $1,000 will be more willing to eat $100 or $120 gas fee because it's only 10 or 12%. They're more likely to do that than somebody who's looking to buy $150 or $200 NFT that's got $150 gas, because now you're basically almost doubling the cost, or you're adding 50-60% fee on top. So that's one of those things that's got to get worked out in the space. And I think that's the only thing kind of holding some projects down. I've seen a lot of stuff move up recently, though. A lot of stuff. I mean,
do you think NFTs are stealing cards' thunder? Like, cards are a little bit flat recently.
No, I think the seasons have been stealing the cards' thunder. I think the performance on the field. I think that, honestly, I think a lot of the auction houses are more busy carving out their space in the sandbox than promoting the cards themselves. I think that's had a negative impact. And we can do an entire episode on this if you really want to pick my brain on it. But while PWCC is planting their flag and promoting their auctions, and Golden is out there planting their flag and promoting their auctions, and eBay's still doing their stuff, and certain consigners doing theirs and whatnot, and Loop and StarStock, who we just had on, Unfortunately, this decentralization of the cards makes it harder for some of the people to aggregate the sales data. Sales happen, you don't know about them, and what I'll tell you, one of the cool things with Golden was there was a reason why a lot of those prices were so high. People were just expecting, okay, if it's a high-end card, we'll go to Golden and look for it, or PwC and look for it. Some other auction houses have the same cards. They sell cheaper. I mean, check out, a lot of people think Rob Go is just the Mantle card, the Mantle PSA 9, but he, a couple months ago, bought a PSA 10 Magic Bird for like a third of what it's selling for in the last Golden auction, because he bought it from an auction house that probably nobody was looking at. So there's something to be said also about the decentralization. We've spoken about this, and it'll take some time and there's some growing pains. When you layer on that there's just so many places to buy your cards and get your data from, it's straining for people who are using this. It's much easier. Okay, I'm going to go on eBay and find my stuff, and once a month there's these big auctions. Now it's eBay, monthly auction here, monthly auction there. There were 2 auctions that ended last night. Did you know that? Did you know Heritage auctions ended last night? Not Love of the Game, Just Collect auction ended last. Like, there are collector auctions and people don't even know about them, right? So there's a little fatigue, I think, from the collector. And when you layer on that, you tell me what storyline is exciting in sports. Is it that Bryce Harper and Shohei Ohtani won the MVP? They were kind of foregone conclusions, and they're announcing them like it's what feels like a month after the season ended, because it's a month after the season ended. And basketball, Curry's a cool story and all, but for some reason, people aren't really buying in. Maybe his cards have gone up a little bit, but it's not like they were low. There's no diamond in the rough that's come out of nowhere. I haven't heard a story about any of these rookies. For all the bluster I heard about the rookie class and how it's going to be great to buy wax this year because these rookie class is the greatest rookie class since forever. Who's doing well? That's just a sales tactic from an LCS. I mean, it's Cade Cunningham, knocking your socks off. Jalen Green doing anything. Evan Mobley, even playing in Cleveland. But even that, I mean, are you chasing down Scotty Barnes cards or Suggs cards or whatever it is? No. Basketball, it's been parody. LeBron, I told you, his ass is hurt.
How much of it is
football? The same thing.
How much of it is Evan Mobley, Cleveland, Jalen Suggs, Orlando, Cade Cunningham, Detroit?
It's a lot.
Scotty Barnes, Toronto versus. I mean, Zion was such a big brand.
It's a lot, but if they're good enough,
yeah.
Tell me what about Minnesota and Charlotte led to everybody wanting to buy LaMelo and Anthony Edwards cards last year? Those are shit markets. So, and they still carried the day in basketball, right? They still played well. Melo was a great story last year, and he's playing great. We had 14 assists the other night. I mean, he's playing really well. But the point is, the last layer to this is people have started to get hurt as well, right? And maybe you come back, but football this season, Mahomes was human. And that kind of, I think, also shakes some of what we all thought was a given to its core. People thought you invest in Mahomes, that's like an untouchable. That's like a safety deposit box. Like that is, and it's not true. Even though he's had some accomplishments, he's not infallible, right? And maybe he wins the Super Bowl this year, and then people who stuck with him or people who bought him in a dip are rewarded for that. But the lesson people are learning is that what you think is blue chip might not be. Just because you've been around for a couple months doesn't make you a blue chip world of women. So Josh Allen investors, maybe they take a pause because of that, because he hasn't done anything compared to what Mahomes done. Lamar Jackson won an MVP. Obviously, pause there. So
sounds to me, guys, like the best investment once again is Lucas Tigers NFTs, because here we're not blue chips, Cage and I. We don't pretend to be, but we're relentless and we don't stop working. And I think our community, people who've worked with us and no longer do, can attest that we go above and beyond to deliver value through our shows, do value outside through our Discord and giveaways and things like that, and access, getting people in. We do get a lot of opportunities with our partners and businesses. They come to us and say, we have this opportunity, this. We want to pass that on to our community, and we try to do so. So we're really excited. The Mint Collective, guys, it's going to be a show in Vegas in January. Let us know in the comments. Are any of you guys planning to go? I know Drake is. I think Guillaume is. I know, the big headliners are.
And go one step further. If you're thinking about going, but you have some hesitation, and you're like, well, maybe I'd go, but I'm not going to go. message us. Tell us what the stumbling blocks to you attending the Mint Collective are going to be. So Andrew and I are both going to be there. We know some people from our community are. If you go on Twitter, you see the card ladder guys, Josh and Chris and Christina. They're all going to be there. I shouldn't say card ladder guys, the card ladder team. My apologies, Christina. They're all going to be there. All going to be speaking. Josh Luber was announced, going to be speaking. It looks like a really cool event. So I'd be curious, if you were like on the fence, what is it that's kind of, being hesitation into going? And maybe we can bring that up to Collectible and let them know, hey, by the way, LukaNation, this is what they're telling us.
We're working with them to do some giveaways and stuff like this for our audience. So just wink, wink, nod, nod, guys. Reach out to us because we do want to see a lot of people from our community there. It's fucking Vegas. I mean, honestly, you could say the show's going to be incredible given the lineup you mentioned.
I can't wait. Dude, Wayne Newton, man. Wayne Newton is the best.
Sportsbook, amazing food, beautiful people, awesome nightlife, awesome day life, gambling, excitement. Dude, I'm
going to go to the buffet. I'm going to go see the Blue Man Group. I'm going to see, and then you and I.
I'm going to go to the buffet.
I'm a wolf, and we're a wolf pack. But with you, our wolf pack will be a wolf pack of 2. And it's going to be awesome. We'll see Wayne Newton.
We're going to be rolling pretty deep. We got
Wayne Newton.
Manny's already booked his flight and his stay. He's bringing the family. We're bringing a videographer, producer. We're bringing my squad's coming. We got everyone there.
Maybe see one of those like Cirque du Soleil shows.
That's cool, dude. Have you ever seen Cirque du Soleil?
Like a Cirque du Soleil. No, I've never seen Ka or any of their performances.
It's incredible. Like it blows.
I know it's good. You want to know how I know it's good?
Can do.
Because they have it at Disney, and anything worth doing, they have at Disney. So
you haven't done it. You haven't gone.
I have, buddy. I was making a joke, man. I even named the one that I saw Ka. It's okay. It's all right. I love you. The group loves you. Only half the people listening got it.
Their naming is really Ka. Yeah, I don't get the name.
It's a Cirque du Soleil. It's good stuff. And I'm trying to think what else. You can spend some time looking at the fountains at the Bellagio.
No one wants to do that.
I'm just telling you what old people do when they're there. This is what I do.
Our listeners are 22 to 45.
But I'm old, this is what we need. Me, Andrew, Manny. That's 3. We're going to need another 11 LukaNation members and a videographer, and we're going to film Ocean's 14. They haven't done that one yet, have they?
No.
Okay, good. So let's go.
They're so good. Ocean's 11 was really good.
Ocean's 14, starring Andrew. Done. Let's go. All right, guys. Listen, this was fun. We'll let you all go, and we'll talk to you soon. Another episode in the books. Thanks for listening, because if you didn't listen, we'd be talking to no one. And who wants to do that? So, thanks, guys.
Whatnot, 10 a.m. Sunday. Peace.